Well, I realized that war was living there is quite intense and everything. Yeah, it sucks. Not great. It's also got to be one of the most lamest wars we've ever been. I just can't take this place seriously. Whatever. We can't even do war. We can't even do anything right anymore, can we? I guess Russia's doing that one right. If you're gonna do a war, right? Even that one's kind of weird. But at least it's like doing this is just. I can't take this place seriously. Of course, our savior saved us from everything. Whatever. And they switched out the Ayatollah for NPC. Put in a Biden, their version of Biden in there. But man, talk about whatever it is. I just can't take this place seriously. I know I have did before, but whatever. Yeah, another day on NPC. Another day I'm playing NPC. NPCs throw in your face how great their lives are being a slave and everything. Yep. I've even seen NPCs in categories at this point. You have the Rockstar NPC, you have the Loner NPC, you have the Critical Thinking NPC, you have the Mean Girl NPC. And they're all rubbing it in our faces. They like to be slaves. Continue the enslavement. I think some of these wars are to kind of rattle the cage to keep them, It's like, okay, we'll just stay in our jail cells. I think that's true. And they like it. Those that want to free themselves, that's not easy, but yeah, continue to free yourself. The inmates, I think that's part of the spiritual awakening, is to see who's in jail and who isn't. Some just make the best of it. Just like you can visualize bars. Like you're in an actual cell and people are just reading and just making the best of it, right? While those that are in their spiritual development are, trying to walk through a wall, trying to become transparent or something, or get the hell out of here. Not to say it's not working, it might not be going as fast as you like it to, while the others just sit here and, and you have a 12-day war of, what the fuck was that? Not even worth anything. Of course, all the congratulations, and we have our Messiah, our presidential Messiah, that pat himself on the back, and oh my God, just whatever. The thing, back in the Trump, was it last year when they were suing him to death? That was interesting. It's like, then it turned into nothing. It's like, okay, all that, nothing. I guess they don't have, who cares? Just, well, it was kind of serious. It's like, this might turn into, it's like a soap opera, right? And then it turned into nothing, and he gets so-called assassin, right? Whatever. If he was really going to get assassinated, like a hole in his head or something, that would be, take it seriously. No, so it was just a theater thing. It was just propaganda. It's like living in North Korea, obviously, right? So the inmates here just, I think that's what some of this war stuff is, just like to see, like, if they're getting antsy and all that, we'll just shake things up. I guess the NPC people just, okay, we'll go back to sleep or whatever the fuck it is. Stay in their slumber. Yeah, my favorite's the Mean Girl NPC, just rubbing out her independence on your face is like just another clog in the system, basically. Okay. Yeah, you can have that. Brag about going to an NPC theme park. Going to do NPC, whatever the hell that is. Yeah, but it's called normal or whatever. They obviously don't call it NPC stuff. That's like a freaking insult to what it actually is. You don't want to hear that. And I think on a higher level, they know that. Like on a higher level, it's like, yeah, my human version sucks. I can be, yeah, it's like they see themselves, they just want to strangle themselves. Because they can, not be a slave, but your human self seems to enjoy being a slave. Do all the slave stuff and be accepted by society. You have a relationship, you got the job. He's like, hey, look, I'm doing this all right. Yeah, you're making, your slavery is at an A+ level. You will go far with that, whatever that is. Overdose on something over time or whatever. It's like, what am I doing with my life? Absolutely nothing. But you got a lot to brag about, though. Anyway. Aside of that, boy, is this world war feels so lame duck. It's just, propaganda machine. It just, it really does feel like 1984. Such a, can't do anything right here, can we? Dating's dead. Society's dead. We can't even do wars all that well anymore. Just even that's kind of like, so what do we do here? We're just plugging along. Even though aliens, when the aliens show, they're probably just their ship will land, look at us, walk out, and look at us. I don't think so. Get back their ship far away. So we can't do this. It's like just a lame world. We just can't do anything with you people. Don't call us, we'll call you. I don't know where this is heading. Because the energy of society is just, obviously it's not going anywhere. I mean, obviously those that are evolving, if you're not doing all the SSP nonsense, heal that ego, maybe. I mean, that's another NPC program, but, whatever, right? Whoops. Some of that podcast is, actually a podcast is around being mind controlled. SSP, mind control, bragging about it. Once again, that's where that's where it is, all right? Hey, you get a lot of views there. The NPCs like it. The NPC podcast, podcasters having fun. They're all hipsters. God, the NPC spiritualists, which makes sense for the spiritual teacher that can evolve, but decides not to and just becomes an NPC himself. I guess it pays better that way, just to be mentally shut off. What does that do? What does that do to the soul exactly? And you are aware you're even doing it. But just, what is that? Just really fucks you up. I think it's worse than drugs. That's one thing about spiritual. For some reason, they have to be high all the time on everything. So you can't handle reality. Can you do it without being high? Obviously, the spiritual teacher / NPC is aware he's becoming NPC. I don't know if you like slowly go completely insane. Just slowly just erode as a fucking just erode. Like slowly, like internally just combust. It's all that high vibrational NPC in this. I think they can completely go insane. Of course, some of us that aren't doing that it's just very draining. Where does this ship go? You have a president, his favorite word is tariffs. That says a lot about this place. It's very, what are we going back to? Nothing to write home about. I guess we'll wait the next chapter. So first, I'll obviously going to do the propaganda of the war or whatever that was. yeah, back to being a slave society, basically. It truly feels like it's like something out of 1984. It really feels that way. It's like, okay, we got those people to shut the fuck up. Back to, because obviously the majority, they're in enslavement, but don't really think about it too much. It's sort of too busy, like I say, rubbing it in everyone's face of how grand or whatever that is. It's like, yeah, it's not easy snapping out of all of it, and God, it's like a landfill of nowhere here. I don't know, the aliens and their connection here, like that's what I mean. If they show up, it's like, would anybody even give a shit? I mean, obviously they're here, but and not quite like like the movies showed up in their spaceship. I mean, they might as well, and then get mocked and canceled by everybody, and everyone tells that they're fake, and all their society's insecurities get thrown on them. It's like, and they're walking around. I was like, God, what's wrong with these fucking people? It's just a giant sized mockery. Yeah, it's got issues, that's for sure. I guess, it handles different truths, but yeah, I think the conspiracy theory people, some of them are like really, like everything's a conspiracy, but there is some truth to some of it, that's for sure. Like a lot of this is staged, and even the war itself is like it's fucking staged. I mean, I know it's, obviously it is, but there's some things that can't get out of hand, but that feels so fucking staged. And when it starts and ends the way it is, like at least for Russia, as bizarre as that whole thing is, at least it's doing what a war, it's a bizarre one, but still doing what war does. That thing in Iran is just, whatever. I guess they can't afford a real war. Nobody can afford anything. Yeah, we're so screwed up. We can't afford anything. So we just gotta find a way to end this thing and just make money off it some other way. Because they're gonna make money off of it no matter what. Somebody is. I guess whoever's gonna make money off of this war made it, or going to have whatever it's set. Okay, that's the end of that. And it's just propaganda from now until eternity, right? Until they come up with something else to throw at us. Can't change the channel, can't leave the planet. Just have to endure NPC-ness. I don't know. Like I said, the aliens gonna show up or anything? Like I say, if they do, man, if the aliens show up, their ship lands somewhere, they come out, hey, we're such and such, and people here will be canceling them and all kinds of freaking crap. Tell them how fake their ship is, and just be like, propaganda. So, anyway. Who knows? It's a movie, but it's kind of like a really lame-ass movie at this point. Yeah, it felt like it was, we're going to take this thing seriously, but I don't know, man. Whoops, wrong button. Oh, yeah, the webinar. Interesting. Pro sessions. Shop here. Yeah, because this war was actually feeling like a war for like 5 minutes. But when Israel attacks like Qatar and all that, and they actually said they were going to do it before they did it, like announced it, it's like, what kind of war? What is this? Whatever. Don't think too deeply into it. Well, leading to something else, nothing excited about there. Of course, the secret space program, people know everything, at least somebody does. There's probably a psychiatrist out there for you. Heal the ego. If you can't handle reality, there's plenty of other places to tap into, I guess. Right? Yeah, who wants to handle this place? We can't do anything right. Wars, not so. No. Assassinations, no. We suck at that. We suck at everything. So anyway, yeah. So funny for the 10th dimension energy. All right, what's happened to that? And that'll be the end. Yeah, just see what tomorrow. Okay, I'm not expecting anything too exciting. Man, that was just. Obviously, there's got to be a bigger picture here. I mean, maybe we're just so lame ass the aliens will show up and nobody will care, and I mean, actually show up instead of this hiding thing. Might as well, right? Society's checked out, so nobody's gonna care anyway. After they're done saying that you're fake every 5 seconds, eventually they'll find something else to do. Maybe. Need something to complain about, right? Well, they are in jail, so need something to bitch about when they're in their jail cell. So anyway, all right, going to 10th dimension. Right, what's this? Greetings with the consciousness of 10th dimension, astral realms. Yes, a puzzle piece. Yes, as you can see, governmental. Well, you can say there are forces there that wanted this to end, on a galactic level. And yeah, it kind of ended abruptly because there was interference there. And doesn't mean it accomplished what it needed to accomplish, but it's just, yes, it's like stopping a bar fight before they completely wreck the place. So think of it in that regard. Of course, your future, yes, cannot be told for various different reasons. That's for alien intervention physically. It's always on the table, but not likely. But it can be likely. It's not something that's going to be pre-announced, of course. When that day occurs, you probably will feel some kind of a stillness, as if the air, like your reality, is no longer the same as it used to be. The chaotic energy is outside your energy field for some of you, and it just becomes more clear. It doesn't mean you see the full future or anything like that. The idea is to feel some kind of safety. So are you building up to some kind of disclosure? Of course. Obviously, there's factors that cannot be mentioned. But, this world has to, like Iran does have some issues. So there are some situations here that need to be kind of ironed out before there is any type of full disclosure, you could say. Look at it that way. Kind of like you have to lay your bed out, your sheets, before you can go to sleep. It's kind of like that. Of course, this is the opposite of it. Oh wait, yes. Is there society? It's these prisons. We don't look at it that way, but it has a comfort zone that it wishes not to come out of, and it makes a lot of compromises to be in that comfort zone. Think of it that way. It's kind of like a jail. They don't see it that way. But it's like, they have this like little spot in this world that they create for themselves, a corner of the universe that works for them. And, they have their kids, they have whoever, they decorate it. You can say it's kind of like they decorate their own prison reality, yes. Why reality continues like this? Why is society well, once again, they decorate it to be a way that's acceptable for them, that they can live with. They're limiting themselves beyond, as many of you see, beyond imagination. Yes, they limit themselves drastically. But they create a home for themselves, and this is why some of you have trouble being here, because many of them have cut themselves down. Instead of allowing their whole self to evolve, they chop themselves down to where there's not much of them left. But they're living with it. Some have to have kids to live with this reality. So I'll have kids, but I'll still be part of the mind control. Not strong enough to break free or don't want to. Of course, there's different levels of growth. So the growth is I'll just be at a certain level with kids here, and I'll just see where that plays out on. Of course, some of you are here to rattle the cage a little bit. And to see who wants to set themselves free, which is very few. Some are freeing themselves, but they're still part of the system. And they do see other realities, but they still haven't quite dipped their toe to step out of their comfort control zone they built for themselves. So this is when they say create your own reality, a very limited reality. Yes, you have a television set to keep you programmed, to keep, you turn off the programming and look at things differently. It's not as exciting, but there is a way out of mental mind control. That's the way you see.